Hello everybody and welcome to my new channel. I am sorry that it took so long to get this vlog going, but I had some delays with graphics and backdrops and trying to get some things together and trying to make it look nice and be fun, but finally starting, so thanks for popping in. This is my first vlog, and as I posted on Facebook about a month ago, I was recently diagnosed with something called mild cognitive impairment, or MCI. I will use this vlog and this platform mainly so I can keep in touch with friends and family so that I'm not bouncing emails and texts and stuff, and easily able to kind of keep in touch with folks. I'll put the first few here on Facebook as well, but as those of you who know me well, I really cannot stand Facebook and do not, I want to get off it as soon as I can. But anyway, on to the details. While this MCI thing is not debilitating, my neurologist tells me there is a 60% chance that this moves into some form of dementia. So I want to make sure to stay in contact with everybody so I can do this as long as possible with as many people as possible. So please feel free to pass this on, shoot the link out, let people know. And this video is going to be a little longer. I'll try to keep it 2 or 3 minutes, but I'm going to be going into a little background of what happened. So this one will be about 6 minutes. Hope that's not too much. Anyway, for this first installment, I'm going to fill in some of the details about the diagnosis I got, which took place over the last year or so. Now, I first started noticing problems in the fall of 2021, but I wasn't alarmed or anything. I was just kind of feeling really foggy, kind of sluggish, and felt really, really fatigued. But by December of 22, I was concerned because I found myself like writing notes to myself to remember to do even 1 or 2 things at work, and I had to write down lots of little bits and pieces when I was going on a job interview, which I did get, which was cool. But things that I used to easily do without any concerns were becoming a little bit of a struggle, and I actually noticed something in December, and that stood out because my life, I've been very fortunate to have a very good memory. By early 22, though, I was struggling. I was trying to pass a pretty simple Google for Education certification program that 70% of the people who pass on their first attempt. Now, even though I studied and I prepared, I failed. So I was like, no big deal. So I kind of focused back in. I studied pretty hard for like 3 weeks, though. I was really saying, okay, I'm not messing around. I don't want to be bouncing around with this thing. But I took it again after studying pretty hard for several weeks and still failed. Now, normally I do pretty well on these things. I passed the GRE to get into library school, right, the graduate record exam. I did really well on the LSAT, the law school admissions test. I ended up applying to like 13 schools. I got into 6 of them. I obviously didn't go, but that's another story. But I had a good memory, and if I prepared, usually I did pretty well on tests. So something was definitely going on with my memory. Also, around this time, I began to have a lot of like little blankouts. I'd be losing my place in the middle of like doing something simple like making my lunch. I've got some arthritic things going on, and I have to ice my feet regularly, and I would forget to do stuff that I did every day. And a lot of times, right in the middle of doing something, I'd forget what I was doing. So it got to where I was like, okay, something's up. So I ended up checking in with my GP maybe February of 22. He referred me to a person called a neuropsychologist. He gave me an initial screening and then said, yeah, we need to take a closer look. And I did like 6 hours of pretty intensive cognitive testing over 2 days. And I then went and got like EEGs to check my brain activity and MRI of my skull. Spoiler alert, there was nothing in there. But after doing all that, I went back to the neurologist, and he basically said, yeah, you've got what we call mild cognitive impairment. Now, what they call these things, I have short-term memory problems, I have executive functioning problems, which means planning and listening to multi-step things can be very difficult. And as far as my symptoms, I'm just going to pop up a little slide. I have some trouble planning things out, as I said, but spelling is tough, and it wasn't so tough before. Writing by hand is tough. I write the wrong letters. I write the wrong words. I get stuck. I just kind of freeze. I can't always recall information as needed, and as you see on the screen, a couple other things. And the other thing that's really kind of distressing is my balance is off. I mean, I feel like regularly I could just topple over, that my center of gravity is kind of wobbling. So my short-term memory has significant gaps, and I blank out like dozens of times a day, like I've been keeping track of this over time. So, and this could be everything from making a sandwich or taking medication or doing things and not knowing whether I did them or not, or what I was going to do, or even picking up my phone, and in the middle, from the time I go to grab it and pick it up, I'm not sure what app I was going to use or what I was going to do. And again, that's like average 20 times a day, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. And now also, as most of you know, I've been sober for a pretty long time, 32 years this past August. And I have also been fortunate in that I've gotten some excellent help from a couple of therapists over the years. And I've had 2 serious bouts of depression lasting, like a year, and in some cases a little longer. But all of that gave me a really good toolbox of tools of how to try to manage day to day. And as you all know from the AA thing, it's one day at a time. And I make sure to focus. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn off my phone. It's Mike Nkosky's birthday. Happy birthday, Mike. So everybody's bouncing notes back and forth. But I've got a lot of good therapy and tools and support. And so my main thing is just to focus on the positive, focus on the day. If nothing's missing today, I'm doing okay today. And I try not to focus on what might happen. And as we go forward, I'll be filling in with details. And you'll probably even notice things maybe about how I'm speaking or how I'm moving. Some days are a little better than others, but I want to keep putting stuff out there. And I'll keep you posted on those symptoms if and when they change. Now, biggest of all and most fortunate of all, Lefty and Michael have been rock solid, never blinked during this whole thing, and they're dealing with it as well as could be expected, and I'm very grateful for that, and I'm grateful for all the love and support you guys have shown me and continue to show me, so that means a lot to me. Don't feel like you got to comment or anything on these videos or respond. If you want to do a little thumbs up or do something silly, that's fine. The main thing for this is to keep communication open. Now, just for a little bit more on the fun side, here's what's been going on with me for the last week. I had a really fun week. I had a nice I won a small poker tournament up at the Hollywood Casino in Perryville in Maryland, a little north of my place in Baltimore. And then over the weekend, Michael and I got together for a great lunch in Newmarket. He just got a new place, so shout out to him. And he got his tenure this year. He's third year of teaching now in Montgomery County, Maryland. And then, surprise of all surprises, the Giants won. So they are now sitting at 7-2. Now the rest of their schedule is going to be brutal, but it's been a lot of fun being able to watch them. And for those of you from New York, I also root for the Ravens. Been in Maryland 30 years, been living in Baltimore for 5, so pull for the Ravens too. And coming up tonight, I'm posting this on Friday evening, November 18th. Tonight I've got a little book club meeting to talk about Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse 5. Tomorrow night I have a poker game to go to with a bunch of guys back in Montgomery County. And I'll update about those next week and let you know what's going on. So everybody have a great week. I love all you guys, and I'll see you soon.